make sure it's kosher. Lean on me like Bill Withers until you smell the roses.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail, right? You don't have to come from money to make it. A lot of people play the, I don't have it all. I didn't have a silver spoon in my mouth, so it's harder for me to make it. Well, here's the thing. A lot of the people that come from money don't make it because they were born in the comfort. Their parents might have been forged in uncomfort, in harsh realities and hard times, and against all odds type of scenario. But then you have people who you come from that same hard circumstance where your adversity is double time, and you think, man, I can't, how am I gonna make it coming from this particular point? Really, with effort, as long as you don't quit, you'll succeed. And you don't have to come from money to have the wherewithal or the intestinal fortitude or the guts there is to not quit. You can be successful. Now, how successful? That varies from person to person, but you don't have to come from money to make it happen. Sometimes you're just going to have to make sacrifices that if you're poor, they're going to cost you more. You're going to have to, your diet is going to have to be cheaper. You might have to eat, you don't eat as good as other people. You don't sleep on, a good bed or a good mattress. You might be on the floor. You don't have the best clothes, right? And you don't have the best car. You might have to make do at the dollar store for a lot of your life necessities. And you might have to make sacrifices when you're already broke to make you more broke to invest in yourself. So in essence, at the end of the day, you gotta ask yourself the question, is this what I want? Because if it is, you can understand you don't have to come from money to make it. Because when you wind up competing in society, you start to realize the people who come from money don't like to compete. They're already riding the coattails of the successes before them. So as long as you make it in the building with those people, you're at an advantage because you actually have a sense of urgency. You actually have a hunger. You actually have a desire. And that desire can push you further in life to make it than those comfortable people, for the most part. I would say, 9 times out of 10. Because some people are just built like that, and they know what they want, and they go after it with all they got, no matter where they come from, because that's their, they made their decision, and that's their goal. But ultimately, don't think, the lack of money or the lack of resources can stop you, because the lack of resources can make you actually more resourceful than a person who has the bulk of resources. Because I've seen so many people ruin a good thing because they had all the resources and they had so many options. They never actually made a good decision. So that goes into play. So if you think, man, I can't make it because of where I'm from, it's not true. Now, some people have made it from your same area, and you're like, man, they'll give you hope and inspiration. Just because they give you hope and inspiration doesn't mean that they'll help you, all right? They let you know it can be done where you come from, but you got to look into what they did to get there. Some people have great timing. The stars align for them at the right time. But that doesn't mean, you know, they're the only one. There can be more than one coming from one particular place. So sometimes when you think, oh man, I don't know if I could do it. Some people you might feel like you got to find somebody who's successful, who comes up, who reminds you of you, whether that's mindset, whether that's the type of adversity, whether that's lifestyle, whether that's a body type, and look at what they had to work through to get to where they're at. You know, because you don't have to come from money to make it. But the question is, when you do make it, you do realize that's when the real work actually takes place. Working to get there is basically the foundation for the work ethic you're going to need to stay there, because you're going to have to work harder to stay there. But that's my point. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
You ever been at the top of the universe? I'm gonna take you.